One man, one Murloc, one giant angry badger. This is Blue Please. It begins now. Yes, indeed, folks. Welcome to Blue Please here on CynicalBit.com with myself, Total Biscuit. The date today is the 2nd of July, 2010. It is 6 days before the anniversary of I suppose it would be the birth of Total Biscuit, radio host extraordinaire and speaker of WoW things. Yes, indeed. 26 years. Wasted! Ah, God, I need to do something more worthwhile with my time, man. Learn some kind of skill. Oh, well, never mind. I'll have to do with Arcane Mage. I suppose that's some kind of CV-worthy ability. So, Total Biscuit, what kind of skills can you bring to the corporation? Well, I'm really good at pressing 22223. Actually, I'll say, without a shadow of a doubt, that I am the best at doing so. Yes, indeed. What have I got coming up for you in the show today? Wow! I can finally say it! I'm going to have to get away from the mic for this because I'm going to make it clip. So, I'm going to move backwards. One second. There we go. All the way back here. I was in the Alpha! Best Brian Blessed impression right here on the show. Oh, it feels so good to say that. Oh, been sitting here for 2 months not being able to say that. Oh. Well. Beta's gone live. You might have noticed I've been doing a few beta videos. Yes, indeed. YouTube.com/TotalHalibut. Lot more coming. Awful lot. In fact, if Premiere hadn't eaten my 4 hours of work, then I would have a Goblin video for you by the end of the day. But, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to do it after the show. Yes, indeed. No rest for the wicked. Making up for the penitence of making so many people on the internet cry. Ah, yes, right. What could come in for the show today? Emails and other things. Yes. Email themurloc@gmail.com. That is themurloc@gmail.com. I am going to do a Cataclysm Q&A towards the end of the show. Anything. Yes, indeed. Anything you want to ask about Cataclysm, you can ask. I'll be taking emails, PMs, tweets, carrier pigeons, some kind of crazy demon summons that spell out letters in the sky. All of those are good, although one of them is more expensive than the others. It's gonna happen. Yes, indeed. So I will give you all of the answers I can give you. And if I can't answer it, I'll go in game and I'll do it. I wanted to give you a video stream. I really did, but my ISP is awful. It's giving me terrible upstream right now. So you'll just have to make do with YouTube videos. As regards to what YouTube videos are coming, loads of them. Goblin video, 45 minutes. That's cut down from an hour, I might add. Goblin video, fully commentated. That will hopefully be uploading overnight if I get the chance to finish it. I was up doing videos till 2 o'clock in the morning last night. I'm going to go for 3 this time. Oh, yes, indeed. Sleep is for the weak. What else? Starting areas. Goblins. Yes, we've done that. Trolls. Gnomes. Oh, you're going to force me to play a gnome, aren't you? Ugh. Other things. Throne of Tides instance. Going to do that. And pretty much anything else I can find, really. Oh, yes. So, yeah, Q&A towards the end of the show. You can send your emails in for that starting now. Please leave the subject as Q&A. Please. Then I can actually find them. themurloc@gmail.com. Email it in with the subject line Q&A, and I will answer every question I possibly can. What else? Yeah, going to be talking Cataclysm. Awful lot of talk about Cataclysm. Everything I've played thus far, everything I intend to play. Have I changed my mind? Well, I shall give you the information a little bit later on in the show. So, I heard that some of you are missing a feature by the name of Nubcake News. Is that correct? Please let me know in the channel if that's actually the case. Because I accidentally the whole Nubcake News and now have a new one ready for you today. Very topical. Also, the Murloc has returned for a long cruise in the Caribbean, much to his dislike. We're doing that a little bit later on in the show, answering Cataclysm questions. That's probably a bad thing. I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't go anywhere near that guy, seriously. Interrupted his special time. That's pretty much it, isn't it? Oh, yes, the illusion of choice at the end of the show. Yeah, there's a button. Good stuff. The illusion of choice towards the end of the show, ladies and gents. You can email in any potential topic. If it's good, I'll do it. If not, I'll just do a longer Q&A, so whatever. So, yeah, that's the agenda for today's show. I'd like to welcome all of the new people that have just tuned in. So, my channel has had 1,500 new subscribers in the past 24 hours. That's okay. I'm alright with that. Let's see if we can, I don't know, multiply that by 20. Why not? Yes. That's what I'm talking about. More videos will be coming over the next couple of weeks. Right, if you are not already in the chat room and you are listening to the live stream, you can get in our chat room. It's got a video wall. CynicalBrit.com, click the chat button at the bottom of the screen. That will get you in there. And I think that about covers it. So, let's get started, shall we? It's time for this.
Mail time.
That sounds like it's mail time. Here's the mail.
It never fails.
It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes,
I want to wail.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, it is, in fact, the illusion of choice. Okay, so, let's start with this one. Hello, Total Biscuit. I wish to remain anonymous. I'd like to know what your opinion is on guild hopping. What I mean by this, when a player reaches level 80 and starts to get decent gear, they join a decent guild. Well, that's a bit of a fantasy. Most of them join terrible guilds, but hey, there you go. Now, what they do is they join the decent guild, and they get the gear score and all that good stuff, and they progress with the guild, obtaining better loot as the guild progresses, until one day the player decides this guild isn't good enough for him, and applies to more prestigious guilds, and up the ladder he goes. I know from a guild officer standpoint, this is a negative thing to do. I left my last guild because they were barely able to put together 10-man for ICC. I'm now at a 25-man guild that just recently killed Lich King in normal mode, but when I left my 10-man failing guild, I received very negative comments towards my actions. The sad thing about this is, when I feel like I've outgrown my current guild, I'll apply to an even better guild, and so on and so forth. Is this acceptable behaviour? Okay. Yes. An undoubted, unqualified yes. Here's why. At the end of the day, you pay a subscription fee. Now, I don't like to break this one out, honestly, because it's an argument that I absolutely hate. I pay my subscription fee, I can do whatever the hell I please. Not really, because of course you've got the enjoyment of other people to bear in mind, but the thing is this, where does that line stop? Where is the cutoff point for caring about other people within a video game? You know, obviously I'd always say that, you know, you care about people in real life and help people out where you can, and that makes a pleasant world for everybody, blah, 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 happy kittens and fluffy things. However, what about a video game? Where does the line end? Okay, so, to me, if you spec subpar and you group with people, then you're dragging down the rest of the group. And that's a bad thing. If you do stupid crap in a group, then you're dragging down the others there as well. That's a bad thing. However, we're talking about the idea that you are in a guild that cannot do what you personally want to achieve, ergo you join a better guild. Let's apply it to real life, shall we? Would you and should you, if given an option, stay in a job that does not provide you with the job satisfaction you want, does not give you the pay grade that you want and possibly need, and you are not happy with? Would you stay there simply because it would be inconvenient for the job to find you another employee? Would you? I wouldn't. If I had the option to move to a different guild, I would, without a shadow of a doubt, do it. I've done it many times, in fact. It's not that I say, hi, yeah, you suck, I'm leaving. It's like, hey guys, it's cool if you want to go on without me. I don't want to be a part of this guild anymore, because it's not getting me where I personally want to go. And that's a bad thing. What's wrong with that? Someone want to explain that to me? I don't see the problem with that. That seems like a reasonable decision for an adult to make. You get to choose who you group with. and you get to choose who you socialise with, just like you get to choose who your friends are. Can't pick your neighbours, but you can pick your friends. Consider that. It's not as hard as finding another job. Getting a guild is really quite easy. So, is guild hopping acceptable? Some people that guild hop do so in a jerky manner. You know, we've seen people, they take loot and just leave, that kind of thing. Although the counter-argument to that is you, because you have earned DKP or earned your spot on the Suicide Kings list or whatever loot system you happen to use, you earned that loot, and you are not obliged to use it for the good of the guild. It's as simple as that. You don't have to. Nobody's saying that you have to. And indeed, you are not morally obligated to do so. It's like suggesting that, hey, let's go back to the job analogy for a second. I put in my time, and I got my pay. Does that pay mean that I'm obliged to buy everyone in the office cake? It might be nice for me to buy them cake. I may indeed buy them cake. I may decide, out of the goodness of my own heart, to buy them cake. But I don't have to buy them cake, and I should not be expected to buy them cake. Same application applies. You get the loot, it's nice, and indeed, very cooperative with other people. It makes other people happy, it allows other people to achieve their goals if you use your loot for the good of the guild. But you should never, ever feel bad about bailing on a guild that does not meet your expectations, as long as those expectations are reasonable. I joined a guild. I've joined many guilds. A prime example would be one of them. I went to raid 25-mans, and as it turned out, the guild was not capable of putting together the 25-man groups after a certain point. Should I have stayed and helped them to rebuild? Maybe. But the fact of the matter is, I did for a little while, and then I left. How long should I hang on, wasting my subscription fee when raiding is all I want to do, and yet my guild can't raid? Answer me that. When it comes to your subscription fee, we're talking about financial responsibility more so than anything. Think about it for a second. You're spending money for something you're not playing. That's really stupid. Really dumb. That's financial irresponsibility. You are an irresponsible consumer if you do that. You're paying for something you're not using. Why would you do that? You're feeding money to a company that's not providing you with a service, so why would you do that? Again, the answer is you would not do that. At all. That would be dumb. Same application applies to a guild. So, yeah, there are some people that can be jerks about it, but they're not jerks because they're guild hopping. They're jerks because they're jerks who guild hop. Just don't mix the two. Honestly. It's probably the best advice I can give. Why is it that my show's turned into an agony aunt thing? Why do people think that I know things? I don't know anything. I've got to tell you, I've only ever really played one class, and I swear that Tinkertown is in Stormwind, and anyone that says otherwise will be banned, and possibly hunted down and slaughtered. One of the two, depending on how I'm feeling. Tinkertown is in Stormwind. Understand this. Let's see what else we've got. Yes, open to see email. Is it email? Here's one. This is from Eviaga, the 83k Feral Druid Meat Popsicle. I don't know what that is, and I don't want to know. Well, I'm pretty damn bored of WoW, and about 2 weeks ago decided, I don't really want to renew my sub. So I was raiding on my last day and said, well, guildies, I'll be off for a bit. Immediately I was spammed if I was okay, as if I was on my deathbed. I'm pretty sure you didn't mean to say bed. What the hell's a bed? God. Proofread your emails, people! You confuse me. I told them I just didn't feel like paying for my sub, to which I was immediately given a card code for 2 months. Over the last 2 weeks now, I get random crap in the mail from ICC BOEs for alts to gold. As a please keep logging on and raiding, so am I now a WoW whore? I guess you are, because you're being paid to do something you don't really want to do. You are indeed selling your avatar's body, perhaps, to perform services. Yes. What kind of services? Well, some people may colloquially refer to it, euphemistically perhaps refer to it as raiding. Or DPSing. Yes. Off-tanking. Yeah, so I suppose you are a WoW whore. Yeah. Feel bad. Your choice of career is a disaster. Anyway. I think it's fairly reasonable for a guild to try and keep you. I mean, surely that shows... If you're an 85k Feral Druid, that would indicate you're a tank, right? Tanks are kind of important. So if your tank isn't logging on, then that's a bad thing. So don't react badly to that, per se. But there's always a bit of give and take, you know? Do you feel bad if you, say, take someone on a run, if you boost someone for money? Because that's basically going into a dungeon that you don't want to go into and being paid for it. Isn't that the same thing, surely? I don't see the problem with it. Hell, laugh it up! If you're not finding any enjoyment out of it, you might as well get some stuff out of it. I mean, they've renewed your account for a couple of months, so might as well use it, but there you go. My name's Tall Biscuit, and you are listening to Blue Please here on CynicalBread.com. I'll be right back after the break to talk Cataclysm. Let's discuss that dungeon I did yesterday. I'm sure we can come up with something from that. In the meantime, I would like to play you some music. That sounds like a fairly good idea to me. Let's do some Moonspell. Haven't done that in a while. Some gothic metal from Portugal. Yes, indeed. I'll be right back after this, folks. Enjoy.